Explaining lesser-known parts of the LGBT community. Abrosexual. Abrosexual is when your sexuality is fluid. So you can be pan one day then ace the next. You can go from straight to gay to anything in between. Abros are constantly changing and that's okay. And their flag is my personal favorite.
Abrosexual, I'd love to know where all my fellow abrosexuals are. So if you're abrosexual, use this audio or duet it so we can find each other and just know where our cool little fluid community is.
I feel kinda free. We're still the kids we used to be. I put my hand on the stove.
Mama told me what I should know. Too much candy gonna rot your soul. If
Bulgaria.
she loves you, let her go. 'Cause love
Gender
only gets
neutral.
you down.
Let's learn about what it means to be abrosexual. People who are abrosexual at times may be heterosexual, but other times be pansexual or asexual. Their sexual orientation changes over time, in other words, it's in flux. Did you know the Greek root abro means delicate or graceful, and symbolizes the movement and changing nature of those who are abrosexual?
He's in your bed, I'm in your Twitch chat.
Happy International Asexuality Day. This is a huge milestone for the ace community because it's the first International Asexuality Day ever. Take some time today to interact with aspect creators. There is a huge variety in our experiences since there's no right or wrong way to be ace. And there are so many identities that fit under the umbrella. Asexuality is defined as experiencing little to no sexual attraction, but that will manifest differently for each person. We can be sex repulsed, neutral, or favorable, or those labels could fluctuate depending on certain circumstances. If you're ace or questioning, regardless of where you fall on the spectrum, you are valid and welcome in the community. This is a day for all of us to celebrate. Abrosexual is when your sexuality rapidly changes at any time. So just like gender fluid but with sexuality. Yes, these people exist. And they are valid. What do you guys think?
Note to self, don't be gay.
Bro, I think I fucked up my soup.
So one thing I just remembered, so today I'm having a he/they day. Basically, what I'm saying is I'm gender fluid. And I remember someone told me, stop mocking the trans community, it's rude and wrong! They do know I'm under the trans umbrella. I'm not transgender, but I'm under the trans umbrella. I am in no way, shape, or form mocking the transgender community by being gender fluid. Like, I'm sorry I don't want to have titties today. I'm sorry I want to have titties other days. I'm sorry I want to have a no body another day. But how the hell did you get that? That I'm mocking the transgender community. What I'm saying is people are stupid. The amount of times people have said, you're mocking the LGBTQ in any way, shape, or form because you're abrosexual or gender fluid. Like, shut the fuck up! I am a part of that community, dumbass!
Abrosexuality, or abro-romanticism, means exactly what it sounds like. Abracadabra. Magic! It's a magical orientation. Literally. Most abros are wizards, or dragons. Others are narwhals, or sprites. Or maybe they're all just fairies. It's a gay pun. For those interested in what abrosexuality and romanticism really means, it's when a person experiences a fluid and or changing orientation. This means the objects, so men, women, non-binary people, multiple genders, nobody, of their attractions can change, as well as the intensity of their attractions.
Fuck you and you and you. I hate you.
And he was so fucking sure he had the right. But he's ugly, and I'm glad he's dead, cause there was no fucking candle in his pumpkin head. You're not special.
On my home for all seasons, so come on, let's go. Below zero and high from the sun. I love you forever, we'll have some fun. Yes, let's hit the North Pole and we'll happily. Please don't cry no tears now, it's Christmas, baby. My snowman.
Hi. So if you already follow my account, hello. But if you don't, hello. This is me coming out. So basically, I always kind of knew my sexuality, but I didn't really ever come out as it because I was too afraid of no one knowing what it is. So basically, I go by queer, but technically I'm abrosexual. So if you don't know what this means, it basically means my sexuality is fluid, which means sometimes I wake up and I have a preference for males or females or non-binary people. My sexuality is the sexuality version of gender fluid. I do not see enough appreciation for abrosexual people. So yeah, that's it. That's all I gotta say. Bye.
This right here is my favorite thing ever in the history of forever. I think about this every day. I think about this all night long. I stay awake, not sleeping, because I'm thinking about this.
last explanation of the day, abro. I myself am abro, so I should have a pretty easy time explaining. And I know what you're thinking. If your attractions are fluid, how do you have a partner? Think of it like this. Let's say when you were little, you really wanted a cat, but now you want a dog. You've spent like a good couple of years with the cat, you're pretty attached, you love the cat. Even though you might want a dog, you're probably not gonna just throw out the cat. You love the cat, you've spent years for the cat, and you've cared for the cat. You're not gonna get rid of the cat. It's like planting an anchor in the sea. I may be attracted to women at the moment, and so I get a girlfriend, and I'm really happy, and I fall in love, and I'm really attached. But then, after I start dating and I'm like really attached, I start getting attracted to men and like non-binary people. I love my girlfriend and I've been attached to her. I don't have one, but this is hypothetical. I wouldn't just be like, I'm not gonna date you anymore.
Can't the future just wait? Can't the deadlines come fashionably late? I could push every goal back, take control back if they'd roll back the rate at which time starts to fly. Never landing or standing by, never taking a break, ever making me retry. We nickel and dime every quarter to two.
This is the Abrosexual flag. I got some requests to do this flag and it's really pretty. Abrosexual refers to an individual whose sexuality is changing or fluid. The gender S1 is attracted to typically change, and the intensity of the attraction or the way one feels attraction may change as well. Thanks for watching.
I find it quite funny that I do videos specifically on not very well known genders or sexualities, and people come up and you're like, that's not real. No, you've just never heard of it before, bitch. Okay, so there are a lot of people who are commenting on my abrosexual description video. That's not a real thing. That's invalidating. That's not valid. That discriminates against other sexualities. First of all, it is a real thing. Look it up. Second of all, it doesn't invalidate the other identities. You can be bi and not abrosexual. You can be a lesbian and not abrosexual. Like I described in my video, people's sexualities change over time. Obviously, lots of people go through the period of discovery, okay? That doesn't mean that they're abrosexual. Abrosexual specifically pertains to people whose sexuality changes quite a lot, okay? And it's not that they can't decide, that's discrimination. It's that it literally changes. Their sexuality and their sexual preferences change, okay? For example, I personally have gone through periods of asexuality, lesbian, and bi, and that's all completely valid within abro.
Day 11 of drawing LGBTQ+ flags. Today I'm drawing the abrosexual flag. Abrosexuality is where you switch different sexualities at different times. Think of it as the gender fluid of sexualities.
I knew Shorty was a thot.
And the beauty of it all is when the sun comes shining through to make those rainbows in my mind. When I think of you sometime and I want to spend some time with you, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Don't need those other numbers when I got my number. Last night I lay.
And hey, you, don't you think it's
All lesbians, please rise for the singing of our national anthem.
If that shit chick, then why she texting me? Why she keep calling my phone, speaking sexually? Every time I'm on, why she stressing me? You call her Stephanie, I call her Heffany.
Não vai não. Agora que esse som tá ficando bom, daqui não vai não.
My sexuality doesn't define me as a person. Morning, Kokichi. How are you? Ooh, gay, 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 gay.
So question, what is abrosexual? Abrosexual is when you have an extremely fluid gender. It means you can be heterosexual one day, and then be asexual another day. Anyone can be abrosexual, and they can identify as any gender.
I'm the girl you die for. I'll chew you up then, I'll spit you out, 'cause that's what your love is all about. So pull me closer, you kiss me hard, I'm gonna blow your bubblegum heart.
What if they switch through Ken and Barbie? They shouldn't have to say sorry. Tell me, do you even listen to all—
It's 2 in the morning, but here we go. We've got the agender, abrosexual, this beautiful watermelon, trans, and right over there is the gay. Now it's time to sleep. I am very tired.
Stay awake for too long, don't go to bed. I'll make a cup of coffee for your head. I'll get you up and going out of bed.
Yeah, I don't wanna fall asleep.
Shake that left and tap it, girl. Make this back and drop it, girl. I'm gonna stick it, pop it, girl. Don't stop, just drop it, girl. You got a booty on your back, no fat. Lift from the back, but you like it like that. If I hit from the back and I pull on the track, if I hit that deck, you kinda like.
This is the comment that I laughed at for about half an hour. Honey, abrosexual is a sexuality. It's in the flipping name. Sexual. Sexuality. It's not a gender. Please do your research.
A bro that likes sex! Hey, me too, bro! You really think that's what that means? Alright, fine, what is it? We do this every time. I'm glad you asked! People who identify as abrosexual are fluid with their sexualities. What? Like gender fluid, abrosexual friends one day might feel pan, but then the next day they might feel asexual. And a week later they could just be gay. Their sexualities are fluid. Does this mean they're fluid with all the sexualities? Some. Every abrosexual is different. And we love our abrosexual friends!
3, 2, 1, go!
Yo, being mentally ill and trying to figure out your sexuality at the same time is not a vibe, and let me tell you why. I cannot tell, like I genuinely cannot tell, whether when I go through periods of just not being interested in you-know-what at all, for months, like I'm like, nope, don't want to with anyone, like literally anyone, everyone go away. I can't tell if that's because of my depression, because of my antidepressant medication, or just because I'm asexual, or if I'm going through an asexual phase in my fluid sexuality. Lord help me. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of What's That Sexuality. Today's sexuality is actually a highly requested one on my Google form. It's called Abrosexual. Now, abrosexual is unlike most other sexualities. It means that someone's sexuality is completely fluid. Isn't that amazing? You can go from being asexual one day to being a lesbian the next day. This is their flag. Its colors, if you can't see them, are green, then white, then pink. I don't know about you, but it reminds me so much of spring. It's beautiful, just like my abrosexual friends. By the way, the abro in abrosexual roughly translates to delicate or graceful, and symbolizes the movement and changing nature of people who are abrosexual. Have a great day, everybody, and I really hope you learned something. Bye!
Abrosexuality, or abro-romanticism, means exactly what it sounds like. Abracadabra. Magic! It's a magical orientation. Literally. Most abros are wizards, or dragons. Others are narwhals, or sprites. Or maybe they're all just fairies. It's a gay pun. For those interested in what abrosexuality and romanticism really means, it's when a person experiences a fluid and or changing orientation. This means the objects, so men, women, non-binary people, multiple genders, nobody, of their attractions can change, as well as the intensity of their attractions.
Abrosexuality is a valid sexuality. Some people say it invalidates other sexualities, but that's not true. It's not the same as bi, pan, or lesbian, so I need to explain this to you. Just listen up, I'll tell you the truth. Abrosexuality is different sexuality. It's a sexuality that changes frequently.
This is the Abrosexual flag, which represents all people whose sexuality is changing or fluid. While there's no official meaning for the flag colors, here's what some people have theorized. The green stripes represent queer attraction, the white stripe is for the in-between stages of shifting attraction, and the pink stripes represent the actual shift from one type of attraction to others. Also, the colors look like a watermelon, which is a nice little pun on fluidity.